Yeah, I don't know, she boy Shifta. Girl, if you like, so we can go all night. Breakfast in the morning if you want to, cause it seem right. Baby, you are my queen. Yeah, baby girl, I'm here, you're king. Yeah, you are your man, just wind up on him. Yeah, no fear if you show the wedding ring. Yeah, boom shots. You don't know, she boy Shifta. Timeless. Boom.
Watch out, boom shot. You tell him so there's a make the way to Merman now. So this one here short shot, it can't stop. Boom shot!
Boom shots.
It's really nice to come through and always meet new people.
Definitely.
But you've actually, you know, the people of Miami have heard your sound. So for those who don't know, out of Miami, just give us a little background on you.
Well, definitely I've been doing the music for years now. You know what I mean? I grew up in the music. My father's a producer. Back in the days, he started like Lady Saw, Reggie Stepper, Joseph Stepper.
What's his name?
Piper. We go by Piper Records.
Okay.
Yeah, but now we call him Daddy for us.
So you have basically music in your family?
Yeah, I mean, as I could say, like even the other day, I brought my son on tour. My son's turned 7. I was like 5 years old on tour with these guys. You know what I mean? Just hanging out. I guess they call me, go get the bags, go get something for us to drink. So I grew up around music, you know what I mean? And slowly after that in high school, I used to play sound. I used to be a selector, a DJ, I had a sound. And eventually I just started to gravitate more to actually making music and creating music.
Okay, and so now do you still produce?
I don't produce so much. I do a lot of writing, even for other artists and myself. But I'm definitely looking forward to eventually learning more about the production side.
Let's talk about the new track that's out at the moment, because you know it's getting a lot of airplay and people are really spinning that.
The song's called Do You Wanna? It's featuring Chanel. Big up to her and the whole universe.
Who's a Japanese R&B?
Yeah, she's actually. It's funny because when I met her, I didn't realize that her first song that she broke out with was actually featuring Baby Sham.
Yeah.
In 2008.
She has that dancehall flair already.
Yeah, but now I guess she's been doing a lot of R&B, pop, house music. She's been very successful. Her last few albums went #1. So it was good to collab with her. And especially like with her, what I always tell people is I feel like music is a vibe, you know what I mean? So like even when I met her, she was very humble, down to earth, you know, because we actually had the song for like a few months. And we had like 3 or 4 different R&B artists that were, you know, out there known. And we met with 2 of them. And at that time, the owner for the label, Rashid, I kept expressing to him that, you know, like the first meeting, you know, although they were popular and maybe people know them, I won't disclose their name, but I just didn't like the attitude and their vibe.
Yeah,
so,
you didn't
it just didn't feel good.
If you don't already like them when you meet them, let alone like trying to,
So it's like, and to me, I feel as though like, you know, people will see that on stage. Whether as much as you try to cover it up, you know, whether the interaction in the interview or your performance or your videos, like, okay, action, and then you're just pretending, you know, and you get off stage and it's like, all right, bye, you know. And for me, at the end of the day, I think that shows in your music too. So it was definitely great, you know, collabing with her. We actually just came back from Jamaica. The video will be released in a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What was it like doing the video? So it was completely shot in Jamaica?
No, the video was actually shot in Miami.
Okay. You did a release in Jamaica.
Exactly. We did a release in Miami the week prior to, which is more like, we did actually 7 events. For a week straight, we did a different event, premiering it at different clubs, but not releasing it. So just premiering it, because obviously, you know, we've been mainly focused on Miami and Jamaica.
Yeah. How do the Jamaican folks like the music?
They definitely, I mean, as of right now.
Were they feeling the video?
Yeah. I mean, big ups to Gil Green. Actually, you know, he actually referred me to his protege, a young man named Jordan, 305 Films. So I got to definitely show a lot of gratitude.
They've been doing some big work at the moment.
Yeah. Everybody that sees the video, they're like, yo, like the quality and like the details, you know what I mean? That was, to me, as I said, even with like Chanel, even with just a director, it got to be somebody that has that vibe, you know, like the energy towards dancehall, reggae, as I would say, fused music. So when I reached out to Gil, originally I sent him the song. He said he loved it. It sounded like summer, but you know, he was busy at the time. He had a lot of different projects with Khaled and some other people. So he said, "Listen, I'm going to give you the next best thing," and that's actually how the whole thing came together. So I'm definitely very grateful. You know what I mean? Give thanks to the man above, of course, for putting a lot of the pieces to the puzzle together. Aside from the song, the actual visual now to go with it, and as you said before, you know, a lot of the DJs have been supporting it all on radio, between Miami and Jamaica mostly, and I'm looking forward to definitely getting it worldwide next. You know.
I know with Jamaican vibes, it's always there. You know, artists are always cutting records. Are you already on to the next thing?
No, I'm definitely not. That was my whole thing. We were actually in production for about almost a year. I recorded maybe at least like 40 to 50 records.
Okay, so you have those in the bank already.
Yeah. So I did a lot of recording. Then it basically came down to, okay, which one record do you want to, you know, this is, I guess you say poker, which one you want to put all the hands and the chips in. And I felt as though this record in particularly, it had all the elements because it was Caribbean, it was reggae, it was dancehall, it was pop, it was R&B. You know, it gave me that feel of like dancehall reggae in the late 90s. Like feel happy, people go out, they're having a great time.
Yeah.
There was nothing, you know, vulgar, derogatory. I want the music, obviously, on this album, and especially because it's the first single, to represent something that, you know, for our culture, you know, it could be somebody 5 years old in the car, a 15-year-old or a 50-year-old woman in the car, and you don't have to feel like, let me change the music or this is not appropriate for the child. So I felt as though this song really was able to touch a large demographic of people, and depending on age, race, culture, and represent dancehall reggae music in like a positive, fun, happy zone. And that's the vibe it gives me and a lot of the people.
And that's what reggae is really about.
Exactly.
And that's why people love it globally.
Well, it was, I'd have to say. And it's going back there now, so I'm happy.
So we talk about reggae on a global scale just before we finish. Just what's the difference between reggae and the acceptance of reggae in Miami, you think, than reggae outside of the world? I mean, is this a big hot spot for that music?
Definitely. I would definitely say a lot of people in the islands or even in Jamaica, or we say in Miami, Miami's kind of like a second Jamaica, I feel like, because it's so close, especially to a lot of the other islands. So our culture is so big on Caribbean people. And there's a lot of different cultures here that are Latin or South America that are so big and follow the reggae Caribbean culture. So I feel as though a lot of the things between Miami and New York, because of the amount of population that's there from the Caribbean, the islands, it kind of starts here once it leaves the Caribbean, the islands, or vice versa.
Okay.
And then it's kind of brought or expanded to the world afterwards because it's so close within people always traveling back and forth, a lot of the events, a lot of the promoters, a lot of the DJs. So we kind of quick on the trends, whereas a lot of times when I travel, when I was recently in Europe or even in Panama or I was in South America, I noticed that they're still playing a lot of reggae that's a few years behind us.
Yeah.
So it's taking a little time.
You guys, so basically Miami is really on that cutting edge
of definitely.
Jamaican music.
Like there's been producers or people have released something in Jamaica like today and I hear it on the radio or I hear it in the club like that night and I'm like, my virgin just coming from Jamaica. It just got released. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold appetite already.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
But I mean, these days you can send files everywhere. But the fact that you're saying that Miami is physically close. You're getting the vibes from the people physically traveling. Definitely.
That
makes the difference.
And it's back and forth. You know what I mean? Like even one of my virgins that's just producing a rhythm, a popular producer that had a few billboards, TJ. He's doing a rhythm right now, and he actually lives back and forth between Miami and Jamaica. And I just recorded a song for him, and he's telling me, like, I'm releasing it on Wednesday, and I'll be up there on Thursday. So I'm sure he's going to play it in Jamaica on Wednesday, he's going to be on the plane on Thursday, and he's going to premiere it somewhere here. So it's like, it's that quick. And it's even if he emailed it to somebody on Wednesday, I'm sure they're not going to open the email till Friday, Saturday, listen to it next week. By the time they play it, it's like a week or two behind it. So, you know, definitely.
So Miami's on and popping.
Yeah.